So, AC, have you made any edits? Like, am I gonna have to refresh again?
Not recently, no, but you could refresh just in case.
Okay.
The narrator, oh please, you don't even have a visible form in the story. You don't even get to play a monster or a human. Get real.
The
You're
narrator is the
insignificant.
the narrator is the invincible character. He's the one telling the story. In reality, he's the most important, actually.
Uh,
He's not
I'm the
telling a
narrator.
story, he's just reading what he's told to.
I'm the narrator. You're just playing me.
See? Also, you know perfectly well that the author is wrong.
No.
Oh, yeah. You didn't even know that Porter was gay.
He's bi because he likes femboys.
Anyway, are we ready?
Right when you are.
Yeah, well, we're narrating for we're waiting for the narrator to start narrating.
Oh, okay, let's go. Undertale Yellow, Dreams of Peace, by Friendly AC. Chapter 4, A New Variable. Clover and Rena accidentally fall from the light.
What? That's not what happened.
They
Hey, oh,
fell from the light. Look, Clover and Rena accidentally fall into an abandoned part of the ruins.
oh, you're reading the summary.
That
Yeah.
is not the story itself, my friend.
It's a story of Undertale. Okay, let's go. Uh, Clover and Rena walked through the doorway and entered a dark room with a small light shining down near the entrance. As the two of them walked further into the room, a giant frog suddenly jumped at them as they were thrust into a battle out of nowhere. Rena's eyes widened as the environment around them turned black and white as she looked at the frog monster.
Whoa, another monster, and it started a battle with us? Rude.
Clover Clover cautiously stepped back, eyeing the four battle options in front of him.
Wow, so there actually are other monsters down here. I haven't been in a battle for a while, so
Rena pressed the Act button in front of her.
Well, I guess the best thing we can do is try to make its name yellow. Like you.
Rena decided to compliment the frog.
Hello. You look really cute today, Mr. Frog.
Frogget didn't understand what Rena said, but blushed anyway. Before the Frogget could start its turn, a strange goat monster walked up next to it and gave the frog a death glare. The Frogget looked uncomfortable as it hopped away, ending the battle. Clover and Rena looked up at the goat monster in surprise as she began speaking.
Hello, my child. My name is Toriel. I am the caretaker of these ruins.
Wait, Miss Toriel, you're a monster, right? And there's other monsters down here, yeah?
Rena asked her. Toriel looked at Rena, confused.
Who might you be, young one?
Oh, I'm Rena, and my friend here is Clover. The two of us friends climbed down here from the surface.
Rena responded as she stood next to her friend Clover. Toriel looked surprised as she heard this.
And you wouldn't happen to be a monster, would you?
Rena nodded.
Well, yeah, you can see that, right? I am. Clover's a human, though. We came down here looking for the missing children and to see if there really are other monsters down here.
Toriel stepped back in shock.
But that's impossible. All the monsters were sealed underground after the war. You couldn't have come from the surface.
Clover perked up as he heard this.
Wait, so there really was a war after all?
Rena thought about this before responding.
Well, I suppose some of the monsters escaped and didn't get sealed underground. Because now there's like an entire civilization of monsters living on the surface. It's pretty neat, actually.
Toriel put her hand over her mouth.
I need a moment. Please excuse me.
Before Clover and Rena could say anything, Toriel turned around and quickly walked out of the room. Clover looked at the ground in shock.
Wow. I can't believe the rumors were really true. That and the other monsters down here the whole time.
Rena began walking ahead.
Well, we should probably go find Toriel and ask for her help. Maybe she would know about the other 5 children, right?
Clover nodded as he adjusted his hat.
Yeah, right. Let's go ahead and catch up with her.
The two friends walked forward into the next room, which was a large purple hallway with stairs leading up to the next room. They walked up the stairs and entered a room with an already solved puzzle. Rena observed the puzzle.
So, monsters down here still make puzzles, huh? We barely do those anymore.
Clover looked ahead into the next room.
I think I saw Tori over there. Come on, Rena.
Clover and Rena walked into another large purple hallway where 2 sets of spikes blocked the way. Although one set of spike was already lowered, so they walked over to see Toriel standing in front of the other set of spikes. Clover slowly walked towards Toriel.
Miss Toriel, are you okay?
Toriel was startled a little as she quickly turned around.
It's you two. I apologize for leaving you two unattended all of a sudden. It's just what you two told me was a lot to take in.
Marina looked at Toriel sympathetically.
Yeah, I guess that would be a lot to hear. I'm also shocked that there are other monsters down here.
Toriel took a deep breath as she smiled at the two of them.
Well, we can talk more about this when we get to my house. If there are already monsters on the surface, I assume you two are familiar with puzzles, correct?
Marina nodded as she responded.
Yeah, we are, although we don't really make puzzles that often anymore.
I see. Well, the puzzle you see in this room is very simple. I already solved half of it myself. All you have to do is press the correct lever on that wall over there. I marked the correct lever on the wall, so you'll know which one to press.
Toriel said as she gestured towards the wall where two levers were placed. Clover looked at the two levers where the one on the left was marked before looking back at Toriel.
I mean, it's not really much of a puzzle if the answer's already given.
Toriel chuckled at Clover's remark.
You are right. I suppose this one is a bit on the easier side. Well, flip the lever and we'll move on to some more challenging puzzles.
Clover walked towards the levers as Rena followed him. He looked at the lever on the left, which had way more marks than it needed. After rolling his eyes, he grabbed the lever and pulled it down. Yet for some reason, the spikes didn't lower. Toriel looked at the spikes in confusion.
That's odd. I was sure the left lever was the correct one.
Rena looked at the other lever, then the spikes.
I mean, we could try the other lever, or we could probably jump over those spikes, to be honest.
Well, that latter option seems a bit too risky. But you're right. Try pressing the other lever to see if it works.
Toriel suggested.
Alright then, here goes nothing.
Clover said as he walked to the other lever. He
What
sighed
the
before
Clover?
He sighed before grabbing the lever handle and pulling it down. Nothing happened for a second, but then Clover felt the floor cracking under him. Before he could react, the floor gave away under him, and Clover felt himself falling down to the Undertale yellow.
Ah!
Wrong lever!
Rena yelled as she ran towards Clover to catch him. Rena was able to grab hold of his arm. The momentum of him falling combined with her running forward caused her to fall down the hole with him. Toriel gasped as she ran towards the hole.
Clover! Rena!
A second later, Toriel could hear the sound of their two bodies impacting the ground below.
Oh, dear. Please stay there, children. I will go get help. Just stay right where you are. There are other monsters lurking down there, I'm sure. Be safe, please.
Toriel yelled out as she walked away in a hurry. Clover and Rena woke up on another pile of golden flowers. Clover held his head in pain as he got up.
Oh, my head. What happened?
Rena slowly got up as well.
Did we just fall down another hole?
Clover put his hat back on as he stood up.
Yeah, somehow the floor caved beneath me when I pulled that lever. Wait a sec, how did you fall down as well, Rena? I remember you standing a couple feet away from me.
Well, when the floor broke, I tried to catch you. You know, since we're such good friends. But I guess I ended up falling down with you.
Rena explained. Clover sighed as he looked around the dark room, then towards his friend.
You're my girlfriend, Rena, Jesus. Well, that's just great. How are we gonna get back up now?
Rena looked worried as she looked up at the hole they fell from.
I don't know, friend. Maybe Toriel will come back to help us.
Stop friend zoning me.
No.
You literally kissed me yesterday.
Friends do that. I used to do that with my girlfriend.
Some friends kiss the homies goodnight.
Exactly.
When I do that, society calls me gay.
Well, be gay then.
No.
Just be gay. It's fine. Go and date Porter. He seemed quite into you.
Can we continue?
Yeah,
Yes.
let's do that.
You're at the, well, it wouldn't do us any good line.
Alright. Well, it wouldn't do us any good if we just stood here. We should press forward and find a way out of here ourselves.
Clover suggested to his friend. Rena nodded as she walked off the flowers.
Yeah, that's probably for the best friend.
Clover
Friend.
opened the Clover opened the backpack he was carrying and pulled out his toy revolver.
If you don't call me your girlfriend, if you don't call me your boyfriend, I'm gonna shoot you in the face with this. But
Secretly, I am a lesbian. Clover is a girl now. We've done it. All of the characters are trans.
oh no.
Oh, come on!
Slip of the tongue. I'll shut up, I'm gonna shoot you with this toy revolver. But just in case we need to defend ourselves, I should probably carry this with me.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea. And too bad I didn't bring my staff with me, but my ice magic alone should be enough. Just don't snowgrave me, okay?
Rena said as she brushed off her kimono. Clover saw a corridor leading somewhere. Seemed like it was the only way forward, obviously.
Looks like there's a pathway over there. Come on, Rena.
The two of them walked down the dark hallway until they entered a small room. As they walked into the room, a golden psychopath with a face popped out of the ground.
I'm Flowey. Flowey the...
The, the strange flower suddenly stopped speaking as he looked at Rena in surprise, followed by confusion. Then he quickly collected himself as he continued.
Flowey the flower.
Clover's eyes widened as he stared at the flower in surprise.
Whoa, you're a talking flower?
Flowey, huh? Real creative.
Rena thought to herself. Flowey had a smug smile on his face.
Looks like you two took quite the fall back there. In any case, Toriel must have taught you how things work down here by now, right?
Clover shook his head.
Well, not really.
Flowey winked at Clover while sticking his tongue out.
Oh, she hasn't? Well then, I guess little old me will have to do it for her.
Flowey then looked at Rena again.
Oh, but before I forget, mind if I ask who your furry friend is here?
Clover smiled as he held Rena's hand.
Oh, she's Rena. She's my girlfriend. She and I fell down here from the surface.
Flowey's eyes widened in shock for a moment, but he quickly composed himself.
A monster from the surface, huh? Interesting.
Rena nodded. Rena nodded as she spoke up.
Well, I'm not the only one up there, you know.
Flowey looked intrigued.
Interesting. We can talk more about that later. But for now, let me show you two the ropes of how things work down here.
Suddenly, the room around them turned black and white as Clover and Rena's souls shot out from their chests and hovered in front of them, just like with the frogget from before. Clover looked a little worried.
You're starting a battle with us?
Flowey chuckled as his smile widened.
Don't worry, we're just having a little training session.
Rena began moving her own soul around.
Well, I'm sort of familiar with how battles work, but us monsters don't really do these anymore. Well, the monsters down here still do this a lot. So, here's a quick refresher. Your souls in front of you here are the very culmination of your beings.
Flowey explained to them. No shit. Flowey looked at Clover's soul. Looks like your human soul. Oops.
That's
Flowey looked at
me.
Clover. Sorry, override.
Looks like your human soul is yellow. Fitting. Match with me.
Then he looked at Rena's soul.
Well, yours is just a typical monster soul with a yellow outline. When did that become a thing?
Rena nodded again as she smiled proudly.
Yep, he and I have the same soul trait after all, since we're such good friends.
Flowey smiled at their friends in confusion.
Oh my god.
Okay. Well, anyhow, monsters down here will use magic to attack you, such as these friendliness pellets.
Flowey summoned 5 white pellets above him.
Just make sure your souls don't get hit and you'll be just fine. I'll throw 'em at you now, so make sure to dodge them.
Flowey sent the white pellets at their 2 souls, which they easily moved around to avoid.
Nice job, you two. I'll just go ahead and make my name yellow, like you, so you can spare to end the battle.
Both Clover and Rena selected the spare option in front of them, ending the battle.
Oh, and another thing you two should know. I have this special power that allows me to save at any point, and then I can load to turn back time to that point. So if anything happens, if you want, I can make it unhappen for you. If you do something stupid like fall in love, I can just undo it.
Dope.
You just gotta touch one of these. You just gotta touch one of these bright golden stars lying around. Let me show you what they look like.
Flowey sank into the ground to reveal a bright golden star before popping back out.
Touching those will get my attention so I can come and save for you.
Clover looked at Flowey curiously.
So, like any RPG save system then.
What's an RPG? I've been dead for too long. But I guess if you want to call it that, sure, go ahead.
Rena looked unconvinced, to say the least.
Well, if you say so. Oh, and one more thing before you two go ahead. Asgard, he's the king of all the monsters down here. And, well, been killing humans.
Flowey said to both Clover and Rena's surprise. Clover remained silent as his hat casted a shadow over his eyes, while Rena's eyes widened in shock.
Yes? Yeah, and I doubt you do. And I doubt you two could beat him as you are now. But not to worry. With me on your side, you two will be just fine. Well, that's all I really needed to say for now. So we'll talk some more later. For now, you two should go on ahead. Good luck!
Flowey said as he sank back into the ground, the golden star appearing again in his place.
You two
Rena
should do
had a
the genocide route, yeah.
yeah. Rena had a somber expression on her face.
I guess I should have expected that the humans wouldn't still be alive.
Clover looked conflicted as he stared at the ground, heavily considering the genocide route.
Yeah, but we'll find that Asgore person and make sure he pays.
Marina nodded as her eyes flared with anger.
Right. Can't let him get away with that.
Clover went over and touched the bright golden RPG star as Flowey popped out.
Howdy! Looks like you two got it then.
Clover LV1, Rena LV1, Dark Runes, file saved. Yada yada.
Good luck out there!
Flowey said as he sank back into the ground. Clover sighed.
Phew! Only been 5 minutes and things are already getting weird.
Rena looked pensive as she stepped closer to Clover.
You said it. I hope we can find a way out of here soon.
Same here. Well, let's go, Rena.
Clover said as the two of them walked to the next room. Meanwhile, Flowey popped out of the ground behind them and looked at the two of them with a confused expression.
What on earth was that fox girl doing with Clover? Is she his... Is she his... Oh yeah, that makes sense. Is she his friend or something? I've never seen her before in any of these previous runs. Every other time, Clover fell down here by himself, but the moment I rig that puzzle, something changes. And apparently she's from the surface, too? What's a monster doing on the surface?
Flowey looked at the ground as he pondered what to do.
This is really confusing. I guess I should ask them more about the surface, but I just don't know if this change will help my plan or just make it worse.
An exciting smile spread across Flowey's face.
Still, this is quite exciting. Been a while since something truly new happened, especially to this degree. I've no idea how it has happened, but I can make good use of this. Somehow.
Clover slightly chuckled, thinking
Clover?
about the two friends, and he sank back into the ground
You
once more.
mean Clover? You mean Flowey? You said Clover.
Clover and Rena.
Yes.
Yeah.
Clover turned into a flower.
Crazy. The two friends entered another small room with 3 levers on the wall. Clover looked to his right and saw 3 sets of spikes blocking the way through.
More puzzle, it seems like. Guess we gotta hit those 3 levers in the right order, maybe?
How are we gonna know the right order though? Is it just trial and error?
Rena asked, logically. Clover shrugged as he walked to the levers.
Well, it's only 3 levers, so we can just keep trying until we get the right order.
Clover switched the lever in the middle first, before immediately jumping back in case the floor would cave under him again, which it didn't.
Phew, okay. Guess this puzzle isn't broken.
Rena looked over and noticed the middle set of spikes was down.
Looks like you got it right so far then.
Well, in that case, I'll try the one on the right next.
Clover said as he went over to throw the right lever. Sure enough, Rena saw the set of spikes on the right was lowered, unsurprisingly.
Looks like you got it right first try. That's impressive.
Yeah, I know, right? Clover chuckled as he went over to switch the lever on the left.
Well, my parents didn't name me Clover for nothing.
Just as the two of them were about to move on, a small flying monster with large eyes flew into the room and started a battle with them. Rena startled as her and Clover's souls shot out of their bodies.
Whoa, where'd that guy come from?
The flyer spoke as it summoned magic flies to send their two souls.
1 second. Oh gosh. How'd you two solve my cool hypno puzzle first try?
The magic flies were Clover and Rena to dodge as the two of them looked at their options. At first, Clover was tempted to just literally kill it, but he had to admit it looked kind of cute. So maybe there could be a less murderous solution. He cautiously selected the act option and pondered the three act options in front of him. It seemed like the monster was upset about them solving their cool, hip new puzzle first try, so he decided to comfort the flyer.
You know, you don't have to try and be cool and hip all the time.
Yeah, your life might be half over, but you've got a whole half left to go.
Rena added as she smiled to try and comfort the flyer. The flyer looked surprised as he pondered what the two of them said.
Maybe that's Flowey. God damn it. Maybe you're right. Something needs to change.
When it was Rena's turn, she noticed the flyer's name was Yellow, so she selected the mercy option and spared him, ending the battle.
Thank you too. I have some things to think over.
The flyer said as he flew away. Clover put his gun back in his holster.
Well, that worked out. Let's keep going, my sweet girlfriend Rena.
Rena sighed as she followed Slover.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't have to do these fights too often, my good friend.
The two friends entered the next room where they saw 5 buttons on the floor with another set of spikes blocking the way.
Great, another puzzle already.
Clover said as he sighed in annoyance. Rena walked over to where she saw a sign on the wall and read it aloud.
Make what is dim bright, make what is dark light. Well, Clover, I guess we gotta make you bright.
Clover looked at the 5 buttons on the floor and also rolled his eyes, where some of them were dim and others were bright.
Well, that sounds just saying the same thing twice. Guess we have to make all these buttons bright, it seems.
Rena walked over to the 5 buttons and pressed one of them, causing that button as well as the 2 buttons next to it to switch.
I see what kind of puzzle this is. Well, this shouldn't be too hard.
After 12 hours, Rena managed to make all 5 of the buttons bright as the spikes lowered.
Simple enough. Actually, yes. Come on, Clover. No, don't sass me.
Better not be another puzzle room, cause then my girlfriend will take 12 hours to solve it.
Clover said as he followed her, literally wanting to sleep. To their relief, they entered a long hallway without a puzzle in sight. As they walked down the hallway, Rena noticed another sign on the wall and read it.
Private property. No trespassing. Fine.
Planning to trespass, Clover shrugged as he continued walking.
Well, that's too bad. Guess we're trespassers now.
Tragic.
Rena teasingly smirked as she grabbed Clover's arm and walked with him.
Well, look at Mr. Bad Boy over here. I guess we're outlaws now. Outliers. I guess we're outlaws now, huh? Friend.
Clover chuckled as he held his friend's hand.
Guess we are now, girlfriend! Ah, well.
This is so stupid.
Clover and Rena stopped in their tracks as they noticed a cloaked figure standing in front of them, their back turned.
Alright, here we go. Hello. I'm finally happy to meet you face to face. How long has it been? I was wondering if you'd ever come back.
The Russian cloaked monsters shook their head for a moment.
No, too forward. Who am I kidding? I'll never be able to meet you in this state. I just hope you know I have no choice. It must be this way.
The cloaked monster walked forward for a moment, stepping out of his schizophrenia before stopping.
Huh?
The monster turned around to face Clover and Rena with confused looks on their faces. I mean, who talks to themselves? The cloaked monster stepped back in shock for a moment.
Who? What are they doing together? I must be seeing things.
The monster nervously stepped back again before turning around and quickly running off. Coward. Rena looked perplexed.
What was that guy's deal? What do you think, friend?
Clover shrugged at his friend, looking just as confused.
No clue, girlfriend. I guess the lack of oxygen is getting to these monsters. And you, 'cause you think you're my friend.
Clover, come on. We discussed this last chapter. I don't think I'm a girl.
What?
What?
I don't think monsters can even be affected by that. But I think you're right. That guy is kind of weird. Not about us being girlfriend, though. You're wrong about that.
Shut up.
Friend. Anyway, we should probably follow that guy. Maybe they know the way out of here.
Rena suggested as she walked forward. Clover followed Rena as the two of them walked up a huge set of stairs.
Yeah, we should. Hopefully this doesn't take too long, girlfriend. From Friday Night Funkin'.
Yes, I know the look of worry on her face.
Yeah, man. My mum and dad are gonna be so mad at me. They did tell me not to stay out late with my friend.
Same here. Well, let's try to make it out of this alive at least, so I can still have a girlfriend.
Clover said as he held Rena's hand, knowing full well that this is a trip that will take years. Rena looked comforted as she held hands with him. Maybe slightly concerned.
We should be fine as long as we are literally walking together because we are not an item. So let's go, friend.
The two friends walked forward, continuing their journey through the dark ruins.
And it's kind of scandalous to hold hands as friends.
I literally
they're
butchered this
such
entire
good
chapter.
friends.
Holding
I
hands is the
literally butchered the
most.
shit out of this chapter.
Holding hands is the
No, you
most
did good.
inappropriate
That
thing
was
you can
brilliant.
do.
I love that. Listen,
Thank you.
this fic is only improved by the improv.
Yeah, for real. Honestly, everybody did good today, generally.
Exactly.
Yeah. I kind of butchered Delve though. I don't know.
You sounded Russian.
Yeah,
Well.
that's what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
What do you mean continues? This was a new debate. Previously, we were on Trans Rena.
No, this is the new thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stole your nationality.
I don't know.
Cry about it.
I don't know, casual. I'm mostly a friend guy, if you ask me, personally.
Yeah, they are definitely friends.
I'm gonna make it
Yeah,
very clear in the
And I
next few
think
chapters
they
that they're
might go
dating.
and date Kanako. She's cute.
She's literally dead.
Tragic. Well, Flowey knows how to bring people back from the dead. I'll just ask him.
Flowey doesn't care.
get a couple of lines when I give a stupid bird her crutches.
Alright, I'm gonna end recording.